Good afternoon. Welcome to Interesting Talks with Footprints Counselling Service. Today's talk is on procrastination and ways to work around it. Do leave comments on YouTube and on Facebook. Maybe you procrastinate on household chores and mundane errands, getting started on new projects, writing lists, or maybe even procrastinating by listening to this right now. I am much better now, but occasionally I still fall into the department. I revert back to the old procrastination habits and patterns. But by truly understanding why I procrastinate has helped me pull from the depths of procrastination trap much sooner. So keep listening and you'll learn you can stop procrastinating too and what you can do about it. Your procrastination is your protection. This is both a danger and a positive. It protects us and it keeps us safe. Now, we can't blame it, can we? But there comes a point when being overly protective becomes harmful. If you're having trouble getting motivated to tidy your desk, organise your inbox, or tackle an overwhelming pile of ironing, then it's probably because your procrastination is protecting you from the stress you're feeling. You already got a busy lifestyle. The danger also causes us to delay anything that allows us to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. We make every excuse to put goals and trigger our fears to the back of our agenda. So what to do about it? Your job is to figure out what your procrastination is trying to protect you from. Is it chaos, stress, or boredom? Is it failure, embarrassment, or responsibility? Which fears stop you actually getting started in the first place? Once you're clear about this, ask yourself a few questions. Is my fear protecting me from something real or something that is perceived? Does avoiding it protect me from stress or contribute to it? Is my delay in doing things helping or hurting my future? Self-awareness is a powerful thing. Become aware of your problems and then you can able to change it. You have no focus. Let's say you're having a really hard time getting started on a goal because it feels too big and you think you'll never achieve it. I feel this way with some of the goals I've set for myself because when we focus on the big picture, it can paralyze us. It can prevent us from taking action. When the goal is too big or the task is too daunting, it means we do nothing. But you've got to realize something. Doing something drastic doesn't result in positive change. Reaching our goal outcomes comes from small, consistent actions we do every single day. This is what leads us to success. What to do about it? Break your goal down into small, starting steps until the stress and anxiety you feel disappears. Even if your list is a foot long, it doesn't matter. Only focus on the bigger goal if it will help you to determine what the smaller actions are. If you focus on the big picture, you lose energy and you'll take no action. Another trick is for you to focus on the result instead of the task itself. For instance, instead of focusing on the task of weeding your garden, focus on the result that having a weed-free garden will bring. A simplified, bright and beautiful space for you to relax, which gets you more pumped and motivated. You're convinced it is harder than it will be. There are so many times when we procrastinate, but sometimes you can do it for so long. When you get around to doing whatever it is you need to do, you realize you've wasted more time complaining about it than it would have taken for you to get it done in the first place. This happens because your mind tricks us into believing that something is much harder time consuming and more difficult than it actually is. What to do about it? There are two things you can do here. Focus on the smaller task at hand. Like we've said before, your brain will think it's a task bigger than it is because it focuses on overwhelming big goals. Break it down into small, manageable pieces. Be intentionally prepared for what you're about to do. Even if you're sitting down looking at emails, make the activity intentional. Light a candle, get your desk up, put some music on. So you've created a positive environment. By being intentional, your task becomes much more enjoyable. You might lack interest. Sometimes we tell ourselves we put off important work because it bores us, to tears even. Maybe it's doing the monthly finances or household paperwork. These things might be boring, but they're extremely important and shouldn't be avoided. The reality is, sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. It's all part of being an adult, a grown-up. What to do about it? Well, you can use some of the tactics we've already mentioned to help you accomplish your tasks you don't want to do. Let's say you've got to organise a lot of household bills. You can prepare the task by getting the supplies ready you'll need for the job and carving out time into your schedule to complete the task. You could also find a TV show on Netflix, light a candle, and get yourself a glass of wine. Who said boring tasks have to be boring? You want things to be perfect. Well, I used to think I was a perfectionist, and I thought it was a good thing. Unfortunately, perfectionism still rears its ugly head from time to time with me, but I've learned it doesn't have to be something that will stop me from getting stuff done. It's important to have a high standard for everything we do, but there's a point where perfectionism becomes really harmful to our success. So what can we do about it? Perfectionists need strict deadlines. Be realistic in giving yourself a time frame to complete said task and honour that time frame that you have set. You also need to decide when good enough is actually good enough. Don't agonise over every tiny detail. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be good enough. Nothing is perfect, so don't wait. Perfectionism stems from the belief that we are not good enough. So show the world you are good enough and don't procrastinate trying to prove it. If you're procrastinating, you're not alone. Nearly everyone procrastinates at some time and to some degree. Having self-awareness to know the root cause of your procrastination can help you make all the difference. Now, if you like this video, please do leave comments on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm really encouraging people to leave comments because it gets the conversation going. But we all procrastinate. I've been to Spain. One of the first times I went to Spain, I kept hearing mañana, mañana, which in Spanish means tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Everybody does it. The only thing about it is the more you put things off, the more you got a to-do list that comes in the next day, the next week, the next month, and years can pass by. And as you know, in my previous talks, I've talked about time is the most precious resource we have. If we don't have any time left, no matter what we've got, it's no longer going to be with us. So procrastinating is something that needs to be worked on, thought about, and ways to tackle it. Anyway, like, share, send this to people that you feel that might find it beneficial, and take care of yourself and make sure you stay positive for the coming week. Bye for now.